Hello everybody, I am Mindy from Quilting Mayhem and welcome to the Quilt Sewsational Shop Hop. It's my time to take over, which is good because almost everybody I think is at Bernina University and I'm stuck at home. So I have no problem taking over the channel for a day. And our theme for this month has been travel. So we've been encouraging all kinds of travel themed projects, all that kind of stuff. And so I kind of went pure Mayhem style. So I was like, okay, traveling, travel themed products, traveling to classes, retreats, all kinds of different things. So good luck trying to follow my thought process, but we've got a lot of fun things here to show you that might inspire you for maybe some fun new projects. So I was even trying to decide, like, where do I even start? And I think we'll go with projects to do when you travel and what to take with you if you're going to like a class or a retreat, because it does seem like this time of year there's definitely a lot of on the road travel, there's on the plane travel, all those kinds of things. Maybe you're going on a cruise and want some projects to do to kind of keep you busy, the whole idle hands type deal. Like, I don't sit still well, so I like to have those travel type projects. So I thought I'd kind of start there, I guess. And so to start with, you need bags to carry your stuff in, right? And who doesn't love a cute custom bag made of fabric, that's yours? You don't want the generic stuff. Anybody can have something, from Amazon, but it's always fun to have something you made. It usually starts conversations with people, so it's kind of fun. So I thought I'd go through some project type bags first. So this one is the Zuri crossbody tote. This is from Knot and Thread. This was a newer designer I found while we were at H&H. And so this comes in two sizes. So you have 6 by 8 by 4, or the large is 9 by 11 by 4. And I like it. It is kind of an open top. It does have zipper pockets in it. And I like that it has the crossbody and the handles. So that was one of those ideas. And then of course the All Things tote. This tote is huge. Same kind of design as the other one, but it gets massive. So you go as small as 11 by 14 by 8, which is still pretty big, all the way up to large 11 by 18 by 8. It is just massive. And it does suggest some webbing for those handles. We've got really cute strapping in these days if you want to have some fun strapping. And this one is also Knot and Thread. Oh, patchwork duffel. This one? Yeah, super hot. This I love because it does work with charms, would you believe? Yes. And so you get that nice patchwork look. If you have all those pre-cuts, like if you're like me and you're like, I have all these charms, I don't know what to do, make a duffel. That way you're packing all your stuff in this cute bag. So patchwork duffel, and it also comes in mini. So I love this one. The mini is, let's see, does it give me a dimension on the back? Yes, 10 by 17 by 8.5. And you don't have to do charms if you don't want to. They do show one that's just plain fabric if you just don't want to use charms. That's okay. And then, of course, all the good stuff. Knot and Thread also has the True V bag. This was another one I found. This bag is 9 by 11 by 6. What I like is it's got clear pockets with zippers. So this is definitely the keeping all your Notion supplies organized, because I don't know if you're like me where the other day I couldn't find my bag and I was like just chucking things like in a Ziploc. You don't need them in a plain bag. Make a cute bag, keep everything organized so that when you're ready to go to class, you just grab the bag and go. That's the key. Then all your stuff is there. Backpacks, of course, are popular. The violet backpack is one that we have. This is 11 by 9 by 4. So great to make for yourself so you can carry stuff when you're walking around. Or, you could make your kiddo a new backpack for school. By Annie's came out with a new backpack called Leader of the Pack. 18 by 13 by 5. Another fun one. This is using one of Tula's newer fabrics that's coming out. And I do like that By Annie's does have a lot of tutorials available also. And if any of these interest you, you can go to our website. Go to quiltingmayhem.com. You can type in the names, or you can go under bag patterns and find, we have lots of patterns, way more than what I'm showing you. Two Big Totes is another new By Annie's. The large is 13 by 16 by 6. And then there's an extra large, 16 by 22 by 8. And this is also another nice, just big put all your stuff in it. It's got some pockets on the inside to keep things organized. Some nice simple fabric straps, easy to do. More duffels, because who can't have enough duffels? Lucy duffel, 11 by 20 by 8 3/4. And this does have that crossbody handle plus the regular handles. More organization. I'm all for organization these days. Tools of the Trade by Annie's. And this also comes in 2 sizes. So 14 by 20 by 3 or 21 by 26 by 5. And I do like this one because, once again, it's keeping everything organized. You have pockets for your cutters, your scissors, all that kind of stuff. So definitely, if you want to keep all your notions and tools organized, we got you. And then pocket packers. So vinyl, keep all your projects once again organized. You can have them organized by project. And there's 4 different styles. So they have all kinds of front pockets depending on which way you want them. You can have multiple skinny pockets. You can have bigger pockets. So I do like that this kind of is make it how you want it. So if you want like small pockets and big pockets, you can do that. So it's a little more flexible for what you want. Packing cubes, oh my gosh. Pack It In 2.0. If you haven't learned about packing cubes, they are magical when you're trying to get a lot into a suitcase. It definitely will keep it more compact. And so you have the small pack cube, which is 3 by 11 by 7, your medium that's 3.5 by 14 by 10, and then large 418 by 13. So great, you do, you know, socks and underwear, t-shirts, pants, dresses, all that kind of stuff. And trust me, it works. It is now my go-to anytime I travel and need to take a lot and get it in tiny spaces. Project bag 2.0, once again, keeping your projects organized. This also comes in 4 sizes. And In Control, this is a nice smaller one. This is kind of my go-to bag for class, like if you want a smaller bag for your class stuff. If you're not going for all organized with zippers and all those kinds of things. What I call the crap catcher. That's my favorite. Divide and Conquer. This one I like because it actually has a whole bunch of pockets in there. So you kind of flip through like a notebook and have your divider of all your different things also. And this goes as large as 11 by 16 by 8. Think of how organized I'm going to have you guys for this summer. And of course, can't forget the knitters and crocheters. Case in point, keep your needles and stuff organized. I'm not forgetting you guys, don't you worry. This is what I need because my stuff is a hot mess. This bag is 8 by 10 by 3. But I love that I can make it any fabric and stuff that I want. Oh, more. There's so many ways you can keep things organized. Place for everything. And this also has multiple pockets on the inside to keep things organized. And this is 10 by 14 by 5. More duffels. Get out of town. This one's 10 by 16 by 7. They're fun to have. I like having my own duffel. And then, of course, because if you're going to retreats and things, you might need to take an iron, hot and heavy, so that you can pack your iron up and not burn yourself or set it on something and melt something because you didn't wait for it to cool down all the way because you're like me and impatient. And this does come in 2 sizes. So you have a small and a large. So you have for the travel size or the full size iron. So I do love that. So that's a lot of bag patterns. I know, but you know, I like variety and organization. So I'm here for you. And of course, so talking retreats, classes, those kinds of things. We'll stay there for a hot minute. So travel irons. We just got this one in. Oh my gosh. Look at this tin. It's so pretty. This is the new Cape from Aliso. And it comes with a tin for now, while supplies last. And look at how cute that is. So adorable. So I do love their travel irons. They do come with the silicone rest so that you aren't burning yourself when you're putting it away. They do have a nice long cord. You can do steam, all that kind of stuff. I mean, this is a nice, because I hate when you get those short cords and you're like, the power strip's over there, I'm over here, this doesn't work. All right. And these are just good, well done. I think you can put a lot of stuff in that tin once you're using your iron. So that is super cute. And we do have the full size. The full size cave iron, unfortunately, does not come with a cool tin. I'm not sure how that missed out, but whatever. But we do have them both. So if you're a cave fanatic, check it out. Go under our irons and find the Cave Aliso. And then more fun retreat things. Don't forget. And I'll try to pop in after this. We actually have a retreat checklist. So I will share that with you guys because we send it out anytime we have retreats here in the store, which we do at least quarterly, so that you guys have kind of like, don't forget your power cord. I don't know how many times power cords get forgotten. All that kind of stuff. So I'll get you that also. But I did grab, so we have two different companies that do it. Gypsy Quilter has this cute purple, I keep going the wrong way. This has letters and numbers, and keeping organized, because you know when you're traveling and then you're trying to like not all the way done but put it all together to go home, and you want to figure out what you were doing when you get home, numbered pins, it's definitely helpful. And so the Marilees, they go up to the number 20, but it is just numbered, where the Gypsy one, they go, I think just 1 through, no, there's 24 in there. So it goes up to 25, and it has the letters, which is kind of nice, because then you can kind of say row A, 1 through 8, row B, 1 through 8, all that kind of stuff. So I do like the Gypsy ones a little better, but you do get more pins in the Marilee to keep yourself organized. So depends what you're trying to coordinate. And then, you know, I realized like where I'm going next week. I get to go to Quilters Affair with my mom. I'm excited. We're taking some classes, but we don't get to have an iron. There's a no iron rule, which kind of sucks. So some ways to do some pressing without having an iron. Seam roller is definitely one of those options. This is a Violet Craft seam roller, which I love. This is what I use. You can also use what they call a hair marker. What I like with a hair marker is you can use it to mark lines on your project, like for quilting. If you don't want to use marking tools, you can use it for pressing. Like, it has a lot of options for that. And then we also had the acorn pressing product or the fabric folding pen. These both are kind of that same concept. You have a pen, there's a magical liquid in it, you just take it down your seam, dampen your seam with this, you press your fabric over, and it makes that nice crisp seam. So these are definitely worth a try. Also, we've got demos on how to use these on our YouTube channel. Just go under Quilting Mayhem, and there's all kinds of YouTube. Some of my favorite rulers that I always recommend and that I always take with me, we have the Creative Grids 4.5 by 8.5, and the Creative Grid 4.5. A lot of what I do, it stays in this size. Now, of course, if you do bigger blocks, recommend find it, 6.5, 9.5. We carry a lot of different sizes here, but I like these because they're compact, and I'm in those smaller ranges. So these are definitely always my go-to, and if you see my videos, that's generally what I'm using in the videos. Let's see. Following the pin paper trail, magic pins are my favorite, just general pins for piecing and those kinds of things. I like them because the tips they're heat resistant, and they have a nubby grip to them, so you actually can grab them. They don't have that slippery or the flat one. They do make a flat one, but most of them have the grippy texture, so you can actually get a hold of them. And if you accidentally touch it with that iron, it doesn't melt. All right, so magic pins, and they come in different kinds. There's fine pins, there's fork pins, quilting, patchwork, you name it, they're making it all. And then, of course, especially for bag making, one of our big recommendations is the Wonderclips. I live and die by these, and they do come in multiple sizes, and I have both actually in my sewing kit. But the regular size, this is one of the most popular, and you can get them in a larger pack. And of course, then they come in a smaller size if you're trying to keep smaller spaces, or even like English paper piecing projects, those kinds of things. I do like using those for keeping things together. So these they have multiple uses, but bag making, I like using these because trying to put pins through all those layers, I'm usually bending them. So I use Wonderclips to put all my bag pieces together. What else? Let's see. And of course, needle threader. If you're like me and struggle threading those needles, these are great because they just sit on the table, you put your thread in there, you push the needle down, it threads it for you. don't have to think about it, which I love. And other marking tools, friction pens are one of our most popular. So these are the heat erase. We do have them black and white. And then sometimes we have the color ones. And these are just the heat erase. I love it. Live and die by those also. And of course, needle cases for keeping your needles organized, which I love because you don't want to have stray needles just laying everywhere. So highly recommend if you're trying to keep yourself a little more organized, get the needle dome, or needle case dome as the official title, to keep your needles safe from poking you and getting lost in your projects. And of course, thimbles, if you do a lot of hand piecing, those kinds of things, don't forget the thimble. I like the Protect and Grip one because it is silicone around the edge, metal on top. So the top of my finger is still got that metal, keep it safe. And the silicone, it doesn't stretch out as much as, say, leather. Leather, I struggle with a little more. And even with my acrylic nails, I don't struggle with these. You have enough room in that metal tip. So, and then it has a little thing where you can measure your finger to figure out what size finger you need to fit them. So, makes it easy. Seam rippers. Nobody likes the fact that they have to have them, but don't forget it. You need it. The clover ones are nice and sharp. We have multiple kinds, but clover is definitely, as far as sharpness, the go-to. And don't forget your rotary blades, because nobody likes when they nick their cutter and then have a horrible time trying to cut fabric. Or if you haven't changed it in a while, do yourself a favor, please. This is the PSA, change your blade, because dull blades actually wear your mat out faster. So for the sake of keeping your mat safe, all those kinds of things, change your blades. Don't be stingy on the blades. Mats are expensive. Let's see. Oh, and then, oh my gosh, so many things. I do like, so as far as rotary cutters, Creative Grids has this lovely one. It's got a nice heftiness to it that makes it a little easier to cut through fabric because it is a heavier duty one. And it's right or left-handed with that guard. Simple, just pull which side guard you want down. And it comes with a carry case, which I like. So then you don't have to worry about cutting yourself with your rotary cutter just kind of loose inside your bag. So that is why I do like the Creative Grid one, is it is just, it's got that carry case and right and left-handed. So if you're sharing, like if you're in a class with a friend and they're left-handed and you're right-handed, you both can do it without having to take the blade out and flip it over and all that kind of stuff. And of course, don't forget your snips. We have some Fiskars ones I really like because these are spring-loaded. So if you have problems with the grip strength with squeezing, try some spring-loaded. These are easy action and they're titanium. So they're going to stay nice and sharp. And then of course, just these are the micro tip, but they have a nice soft grip. So this grip is definitely more gentle on your fingers if you are doing a lot of cutting, because I know after a while your fingers can get really sore if you're doing a lot of cutting. So something with a soft grip is helpful. All right, those are just the things I could think of for retreats. And my brain kept going. Like I could have gone all day gathering more stuff for retreats, but I also understand you don't need your retreat bag being 50 pounds full of stuff that you may not use, you know. But also traveling, projects for on the road, right? We got in, I love this, Trailhead Yarns does these hand-dyed threads, and this is just gorgeous. This one's called the Rainbow of Love. We have where they're just pre-figured out for you, but what's nice is you just take it and you partner it with one of their kits. So we have, they call them an unkit, and this one's a mushroom. I wish they would print it on the front, so it's a little hard to see. But if you go to our website, go to quiltingmayhem.com, you can see what it looks like. But you take one of these and you take an unkit and a hoop, and you can just start stitching away, because all these colors, they're all figured out for you. You don't have to think about it. But do make sure you take a needle threader, because I know the table one doesn't potentially like the thicker thread as much, but getting those good old handheld so that you don't have problems threading your needle like I did while I was on a trip. So that was a little frustrating. So that's my PSA. Don't forget the needle threader. And we have a squirrel one. And I thought this had a picture on the back, but it doesn't. But they're super cute and they're small, so if you want quick, easy, where you feel like you actually got something done, because that's what I need that gratification, I do recommend those. And then, of course, lovely Kim, who teaches some English paper piecing here, has made these lovely starter kits. They're a lot of fun. They have fabrics in there, and then hexagons are in there ready to go. And then you would just need to decide which way you wanted to base, get your needles, those kinds of things, which we can help you out. If you've never English paper pieced before, let us know. We'll gladly let you know what other things you might need so that you can English paper piece on the road, which I usually do a lot of, because you can just kind of keep stitching and no problems. And of course, back to our crochet friends. Look at this. Oh my God, these are so cute. Dan the Dino. And I love that in this kit you have your yarns, your needles, your markers, your stuffing. It comes with everything. So definitely these are really good, especially if you're trying to teach younger people, teens, tweens, maybe a project to keep them out of your hair, might keep them quiet for a while. We have Dion the dog. Same concept, has everything inside of it. And then Kaylee the cat. And Tommy the fox. And I think we had a couple more and I didn't grab them. Like I said, I could have gone for days with all kinds of fun stuff to keep you busy this summer. You know, nobody wants to be bored. And then of course those that like knitting. So we have a couple kits for knitting, and they do have the pattern included. So there's a textured cowl kit, and it comes with this cute little bag to keep your project organized. And then we also have an ombre slouch hat. So it'll have 2 coordinating yarns in there. And then the pattern is part of the QR code. You just go find it on Ravelry. And so you grab your needles and you can just start going. Nice, quick, easy projects. Once again, when I travel, I don't want a really big, in-depth project that I feel like I'm lugging around all this stuff. So it's nice to have the small grab and go and you're not dealing with a lot of hassle. All right. Should we go travel fabric, travel themes, all good stuff. So I didn't realize how much travel stuff we had until I was told this was the theme. All right, we have national parks. If you're like me and like to travel to the national parks, so this one is Yellowstone. So you can cut it up, turn it into a quilt. You can turn it into pillows. All right, all kinds of stuff. So Yellowstone's definitely, I think, one of the more popular ones I hear about. And then you have the full kind of poster looking panel. And I didn't even grab all the panel patterns that go with this kind of stuff. You're welcome. But we do have. So if you have panel quilts you're trying to figure out, let us know, because we had a lot of pattern suggestions. And if you saw me last week, I showed some of those off. So like I said, you can always go to YouTube. Mount Rainier, because of course this is in our own backyard. With the beautiful elk on there. And then this is more just your basic travel. Where you go, I go. And then it says explore, go someplace where no one knows your name. I like that. Oh, so you don't have the mom. And then adventure together, last a lifetime. So this is super cute that you can also do quilt, home decor, all that kind of stuff. And then of course we have all kinds of travel themed fabrics that I thought I'd show you. So kind of back to that national park, we have some nice coordinates to go with them. So if you grab a panel, there's some fabrics that you can put with it. I like this one. It's kind of got that postcard look, and it's the variety of different national parks. And Anderson Design Group is the ones that make the pictures that those panels are based off of, and I love them. They're just gorgeous. And this is another one, so this is kind of words with graphics, and it goes with all the varieties of the national park. So maybe you have a different national park pattern or a panel from somewhere more local your area, you can still match it up with these coordinates. So if you go to the website, go to quiltingmayhem.com and type national park, you'll get to see everything that we have in stock to go with everything. We also have the words in the cream backgrounds. And then this is just a nice coordinate, it's camping color. We have some s'mores fabric still left over, so this is so cute. Look at this. Create s'more happiness, s'more to love. Just cute little s'mores phrases. So this one's a lot of fun to put in the project. You could also do pillowcases, those kinds of things. Let's see. We're going to keep going with cotton first. So we have this print. Let's see. This is under Explore, See the World. And so it does, let's make sure I have the right side up. It says See the World with the glasses, and we have it just in the two different colorways. So this has got kind of a more cream and brown, and this is a gray colorway with some blue in it. This is a brand new one. Let's undo this one. This is super cute. This is a brand new from Hoffman, Route 66. You got Bob's Big Boy, you got teepees, different signs, your motorcycle, Santa Monica, all the things that kind of make you think Route 66. So if you have a little nostalgia for that, I highly recommend getting some of that fabric. And then we have some of the collection that goes with the other Explore panel that I showed you. So once again, just has a lot of travel type phrases. Not all who wander are lost. All those kinds of things. We've got this kind of postcard, passport look. I wish my passport looked like that, had that many stamps in there. Working on it, right? And then of course, this is always a good print if you're trying to do something fun, maybe fussy cut out some words. It has like adventure, dreamer, voyager, all of that in there. We have camera print. You know, somebody that likes to travel and take photography. And then of course, you got your world globes and your compasses. And then suitcase. So all kinds of fun little travel themed prints. And then, you know, we have one flannel. They're so popular. Our flannels have been just flying off the shelf. But this is great if you're doing pajamas, quilt backings, all that kind of stuff. You've got your kind of, what is this, your cabin theme with moose and canoes and all that kind of stuff. And this one is called Great Outdoors Flannel. And then, of course, if you're trying to do a travel-themed bag and you would like to do it in canvas, you know, canvas is nice and a little bit hardier. We've got our kind of Union Jack with the American flag mix. You need something maybe a little more masculine, or you don't like all the pink pretty stuff. This, once again, you got kind of your postcards, your stamps from around the world. This one is called Laboratory Curator Canvas. And then we've got a wider canvas that also has letters and words. This one's kind of fun too. Maybe doing a jacket lining. Maybe you're trying to make yourself a jacket to travel. See, I didn't even pull garment patterns too. All the things. There's so many things you could do. Oh, this one. You can tell it's brand new. 108-inch wide. I love it. It is so cute. Oh, so, camping thing. You got your bears, your moose, cabins, acorns, raccoons, canoes. Hopefully, once again, that it's right side up. 108-inch wide to put on the back of your travel quilts. And this one's called Pine Grove. And then, of course, no retreat or sewing travel trip is complete without a travel machine, right? Because nobody wants to take their big 20-inch wide machine with them. So I brought this one up. This is one of our most popular ones these days. That is a great travel machine or starter machine, you know. But I like that it's still got all your bells and whistles. So you got your needle up, down. You still have different stitches. You still have speed control. You still have a nice 6-inch wide throat. So the throat space is still pretty good with keeping it compact. So this is the Baby Lock Jubilant. I do highly recommend it because it'll keep you going, doing everything that you need to do. You can still do your buttonholes, all those kinds of things. but staying nice and easier to travel with, lighter weight than your bigger machine, all that kind of stuff. If you're looking for something to travel with, of course, we have all kinds. We have Bernina and Baby Lock. We do have all sizes. We even have some used ones that are in that smaller size, more compact, that might fit your budget. So make sure you come see us, ask questions. We'll gladly help you out, find the right machine to fit you. And of course, any of the projects I've shown you, feel free. You can call us, ask questions, come see us in the store, go to the website, check it all out, and it's all ready to go for you. We hope you have a lovely day and keep on stitching.